Hi, my name's Josh, and today we're going to talk about the TOEFL speaking section and why it's so weird. Okay, so I already talked once about you can get any type of question. You have no idea what type of question you're going to get, and you have to have an opinion about that question. And this is video number 2 about the TOEFL speaking section being weird because you have to speak for 45 seconds exactly. Not 40 seconds, not 10 seconds, there's a lot of seconds, but just 45 seconds, okay? Now, let's say, for example, I ask you, do you prefer to live in the city or the countryside? Now, most of you would answer me in less than 5 seconds or less than 10 seconds. You'd say, I prefer to live in the city, I prefer to live in the countryside. Or you might even just say, city, countryside. That's it. Pretty simple, right? But on the TOEFL, you need to talk about this one very simple question a lot longer, a lot longer. And that's tough because you're not really used to speaking for long periods of time about your opinion. Just to give you an example, is that in my class, in my TOEFL class, I have students that I ask them, I have some like small talk to begin. I'll say, how was your weekend? They say, good. What'd you do? Slept. Did you eat food? Yes. What kind of food did you eat? Rice. Did you make the rice? Yeah, I made it. How do you make rice? See, I have to keep asking questions and questions and questions to students to get them to speak. The problem with this is that that's not how real life goes. If you're a native speaker and I'm talking to you and having a conversation and I ask you about your weekend and you give me these simple one-word answers like yes, good, okay, so, rice. If you give me these simple answers, I think you don't want to talk to me. So in class, my conversations turn into interrogations with students. You don't want to be interrogated, and you won't be in general. You need to start being able to elaborate and to expand on your answers. I understand why you give short answers, because you know they're correct and you don't want to be wrong, because when you speak longer, there's more of a chance that you're going to be incorrect. But for the TOEFL, you need to prove that you're a native speaker. And one of the ways that you prove that is by elaborating on your opinion, giving more details, more reasons, and personal examples, and so on. So in this lesson, I want to show you exactly how to expand your answer to about 45 seconds, okay? How do you do it? So let's look at an example question. So this one is, all high school students should wear school uniforms. Do you agree or disagree? Not sure about your opinion on this. I actually agree with this. I used to say disagree, but then I started thinking about it, and then I kind of agreed with it. But so anyway, so I'll explain. If somebody asked you this, should students wear school uniforms? You would just say, yeah, I think so. Or, no, I don't think so. But that's 1 second. Yes, I agree. But how about if you tried to make it a little longer? And you try to give reasons for your opinion. Now that's what most of us do, is that when we say something, we usually give a reason for why we're saying what we are saying and why we have our opinion. We can't just have an opinion for no reason, there's got to be a reason. So that's one way to expand, is to give a reason, or give a couple reasons. Yes, I agree that all high school students should wear school uniforms because people won't judge others based on their appearance. Okay, so that's one reason. But that takes only about 10 seconds. What are we going to do for the rest of the 35 seconds? How can we expand on our opinion of this type of question? What can we do? Okay, now you probably have, if you've been studying for the TOEFL, you probably know that personal examples are a great way to make your story longer, to make your response longer. And how do you make it longer? You tell a story. Not an example, not a list of reasons, but a story. What's the difference? The difference is that some students, they try to give a lot of reasons. So for example, I don't think students should wear school uniforms because people judge them based on their appearance. Because another reason is because you have to think about what you have to wear. This way you don't have to think about it. Also, it's good to wear a uniform because you can see all your friends very easily and so on. It's harder to do, and also you're not developing your topic. One criteria that the TOEFL graders grade you on is if you're developing the topic. And an easy way to develop the topic is to tell a story. Tell a story. That's your personal example. That's how you expand. Now, this question is a little easy to give a personal example because we all went to high school and either you wore a uniform or you didn't wear a uniform. So get used to the idea of giving a personal example. Sometimes you might have to lie. I actually don't recommend lying on the TOEFL, but that's just one way. You don't have to give a personal example. Instead, you tell a story. What that does is that you don't have to just focus on your own experience, but you can also think about stories you read in the news, for example. That's a fine way to expand your answer. So you can give a personal example, but focus more on telling a story. And when you tell a story, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And when you tell a story, you naturally develop the topic. Okay, so focus on telling stories. Yes, I agree that all high school students should wear school uniforms because then people won't judge others based on their appearance. When I was a student in high school, I was pretty lazy. I didn't like to, I wanted to be comfortable most of the time, so I always wore sweatpants. But the problem was that everybody else wore jeans. I was the only person who wore sweatpants. And everybody called me Sweatpants Boy and made fun of me. I started to wear jeans because of other people's pressure on me, but that's not what I wanted to do. So the jeans almost felt the same as a uniform that I was pressured into wearing. So that's why I think it's better to wear a uniform so you don't have to be judged and pressured by other people. I'm not sure how long that was, but that's about 30, 40 seconds, something like that. You can time it if you like. But the idea is that you see how it becomes a story that you tell and it expands, right? It expands your answer, expands the time. So, I hope you like my beautiful drawings as usual. This is also, I talk about this in my book, TOEFL Speaking Success. It's now just $5 on our website, TOEFLSpeakingTeacher.com. We also have classes and a lot of different stuff that you can try. Thank you for watching. It's amazing. I appreciate you, and good luck. All right, see you guys. Bye.